Now the components have been described. Cytoplasm is a jelly-like substance which is present between the cell membrane and the nucleus. Various other parts are also there in the cell. These are called organelles in the cytoplasm. These organelles which are present in the cell, they are mitochondria, Golgi bodies, ribosomes, etc. They are not in your syllabus right now. In ninth class you will read. So cytoplasm is a jelly-like substance. In the middle of cytoplasm there is a nucleus, as we read earlier. It is an important component of the cell. It is generally spherical, round in shape. It can be stained. Stained means when you observe a cell under a microscope and the cell is normally transparent. To be able to see it, it is given a dye. A small color is added to the substance, and then the nucleus gets colored, and then it can be seen under a microscope. Nucleus is separated from the cytoplasm by a membrane which is called a nuclear membrane. So a nucleus also has a boundary outside it which is called the nuclear membrane. Like the cell has got a boundary which is called cell membrane, nucleus also has a boundary outside it. This boundary is also porous, just like the cell membrane, and it allows the movement of material between the cytoplasm and the inside of the nucleus. When the nucleus is under a microscope, we can see that the spherical body in the nucleus is called the nucleolus. In addition, the nucleus contains, what is the main function of nucleus? The nucleus contains thread-like structures which are called chromosomes. These chromosomes carry genes and help in the inheritance of characters from the parent to the offspring. It means nucleus does the work of transferring common traits. Common traits means if there is a plant which is like a mango plant, why does a mango tree produce mango only? Why doesn't it produce any other fruit? So what is the main reason? The main reason is that the nucleus of a mango tree will have nucleus which will contain chromosomes. These chromosomes will transfer the hereditary traits of mango, and when a new seed will be formed, it will have the same traits. That is why a mango tree will produce mango only. These carry genes and help in the inheritance, or which means transfer of characters from parent to the offspring. The chromosomes can be seen only when the cell divides. That means they are not visible, of course. So nucleus is also considered as the brain of the cell. It controls functioning of all the parts of the cell, and therefore it is the main controlling center. Next is the endoplasmic reticulum. They are nerve-like things, pipes, which control the movement of material inside the cell. So they are distributed inside the cytoplasm of the cell. Another component of the cell is the ribosome. It helps in the synthesis of protein. The synthesis of protein which helps in absorption and production and utilization of the protein for the growth of the cell. This is the side view of the endoplasmic reticulum. You can see there are pipes. Then mitochondria is another very important part of the cell. It helps in distribution of energy, utilization of energy. And cytoplasm, you have read that it is a jelly-like substance which is found inside the cell, and it distributes the material inside. Now what are genes? A little bit is described here. Gene is a unit of inheritance in living organisms. It controls the transfer of hereditary characters from parents to offspring. Hereditary, as I just now told you, that hereditary are the qualities which are present inside the parent cell. This means that your parents, example is given, that your parents pass some of their characteristics to you. Like if your father has brown eyes, you also will have the same type. If your mother has curly hair or father is tall, then the chances of heredity are that you will also be having the same qualities. So that is genes. The different combination of genes from parents, from different combination means like a child is born when the genes of the mother and the father combine. So when they combine, Mostly the traits or the qualities are passed on and the child has got those qualities. In addition to the work of hereditary qualities, the role of nucleus is that it acts as a control center of the activities of the cell. It controls all the activities in the cell. The entire content of a living cell is known as protoplasm. As I told you, protoplasm means combination of nucleus, cytoplasm and cell membrane. The nucleus, cytoplasm and the protoplasm is called the living substance of the cell. Now in the end they have described a few things which are important. The nucleus of a bacterial cell, when the bacteria is studied under a microscope, it is seen it has the cells of multicellular, it is found, and the multicellular organisms are studied. It is found the cells having nuclear material without nuclear membrane. Some of the cells do not have a nuclear material. Without having nuclear membrane, they are called prokaryotic cells. The organisms with these kinds of cell are called prokaryotes. Prokaryotes means those organisms which have cells having nuclear material without any nuclear membrane. So these are the primitive cells. That means in the beginning when the life started on the earth, the prokaryotes were the living organisms which were formed first. Because they were forming, so they did not have nuclear membrane. Slowly when the time passed, the nuclear membrane developed and then they formed a better advanced form of the cells. The cells like onion cells and cheek cells, they are called the eukaryote cells. All organisms other than bacteria and their genes are called eukaryote cells. Eukaryote cells means they are the modern cells. They were formed from the prokaryotes. So these two definitions are important. What are prokaryotes? The last portion of the chapter is the plant and animal cell. The cells of both plant and animal function according to the function of the plants and the animals. So, like animals cannot prepare their food and the plants can prepare their food, therefore, the plant cell and the animal cells, their components cannot prepare food. So, plant cell contains chloroplast, animal cell does not contain chloroplast. The plant cells contain cell wall which gives support. The animal cell do not because they have bones as we discussed earlier. The plant cells contain vacuoles which are bigger in size and the animal cells vacuoles are smaller in size. So these are the main differences between the plant cell and the animal cells. These differences have to be written in this table which is shown in your book. So the difference between plant and animal cells with the diagram are important and they have to be written. Both plant and animal cells have got common features, like both of them have got nucleus, cytoplasm and cell membrane. So these will be written which is common in them. And plastids are found in a plant cell. Vacuole is found in both, but vacuole is bigger in size in the plant cell. And the cell wall is only found in the plant cell. These are the differences and some common features.